Yeah, I think three of us are gonna be meeting with our 35th Ledge District representatives here shortly, over at Public Works Building. I have a doctor's appointment trying to get me prepared for my kidney surgery on the 11th, so I'm excited to get rid of the kidney stones.
You don't want to keep them?
No, I do not. Tomorrow we have a special meeting for housing and behavioral health to discuss a potential applicant for the emergency shelter. We did get at least one applicant finally, so. Then tomorrow night I have a meet and greet in Thurston County, meeting with commissioners out there. That'll be for Thurston Mason Behavioral Health. Then we have a budget meeting on Thursday, so the three of us will be on us for MACECOM, so that'll be a number of us, but all three of us will not be there. And I have another doctor's appointment. All of this in preparation for a surgery, which I'm excited about. Sheriff's breakfast on Friday. Let's see, next week. I have an event on Sunday at the Matlock Range. I thought that was Saturday. I'm gonna have to go check that date because I think that's Saturday. Then Monday we're back again for briefings. We have Evergreen Coastal Regional Partnership meeting, and I have a regional port forum. Oh yeah, okay, that's out at SATSUP. It's a group of the EDD. It's 5 counties in all going over economic development for the region, where we're trying to bring economic development to the area and use our combined strength to attract more businesses to the region. It brings us back to the following Tuesday.
All right, great, thank you. So next we do have our Finance Committee meeting, and that'll be here in this room. We'll head out to Public Works to meet with our 35th delegation. I'll probably have lunch with our lobbyist. She's pretty awesome. Meeting with Teamsters tomorrow, Public Works Board Executive Committee meeting, Sheriff's breakfast, briefing on Monday, Wasatch Virtual, lodging tax special meeting, AAA lodging, or oh my goodness, Lewis Mason Thurston Area Agency on Aging Advisory Council meeting, ribbon cutting for YSS Dives new location. So that'll be fun. Don't forget that the 4th is election day, so get your ballots in. We definitely want to be counted. One of my grandson's birthdays on Thursday, so I want to wish him a happy birthday. My daughter's birthday is on Friday. And then let's not forget that Mackenzie's birthday is on Saturday. Sheriff's Community get together, Public Works Board Executive Committee meeting, Pack Mountain Executive Financial meeting, Sheriff's Community meeting, Business Matters meeting, Women's Group, Republican Women's Group meeting on Friday, and then we're back here on Monday for our briefing. And then Tuesday is Veterans Day, so we will not be here. All businesses will be closed. Okay.
It's the day of my surgery. I'm so excited.
On Veterans Day?
On Veterans Day.
Oh.
Chair, just something to throw in for, there seems to be a disconnect. Since they switched us over to the new system, the 35th did not show up in my calendar. It is in my email type thing, but it's not in the calendar for some reason. So maybe we can have Christopher, look at it and see, he sent it, see what we can do to have that synced up, because now I gotta figure out if there's any other ones that I'm not seeing, if they're not in my calendar.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he's watching, so I'm sure he's
Yeah.
already looking.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm sure he is too.
Probably. All right,
Oh, one other thing, I was also invited to the ribbon cutting at Belfair, but that is the day after my surgery, so I may or may not make it.
you probably won't fill up to it.
We'll see. It could be quite the relief to get rid of them.
Right. We are coming to that time of year when meetings are spaced out, so not spaced out, but spaced out. All right, brings us to the end.
Madam Chair, I move we adjourn.
So,
All right, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Planted a whole tree here, so just think. Everyone.
Good
Hope
morning.
everyone's well. So the first thing I want to present today is the third quarter finance report. So we didn't have a meeting, we didn't get together the last quarter. So I thought it would be a good idea to present this, and then we also have some other items that we need to talk about as well. The RID being the big one, so we've got proposals for that, so.
Great.
I'll just delve in here. So beginning third quarter, or ending third quarter, the policy balance was 12,229,351.75. There is a reserve deficit you'll see in the ending column. Just to make you aware that this report is just a picture in time. So just at that time, it's ever changing. So it does show, if you take that minus the less reserves, you'll see that there's this 8.3, deficit there. So once again, that's just a picture in time. So if you compare last year's third quarter to this year's third quarter, we currently have 24,005,382. The prior year cash balance was 27,124,322. So there is a difference of a small difference of 3,118,940. So there's that.
And that was from last year?
Yes, that's this year
Right.
compared to this year, yep, and so we've got the columns here, so I highlighted so that it would be a little bit easier to see that you can tell the differences from the years prior, so the 2 years prior.
Right. And
Quarters
this is
prior.
Is this according to the old reserve policy or the new reserve policy?
This is according to the 25% reserve policy, yes. That is correct, yes. Okay, moving on to the investment part. Oh, I brought plenty. Why don't you have one? All right, does anybody else want one? Okay. Yeah. Here you go. Okay, moving on to the investing part, which is my favorite part. So, looking at our portfolio, we currently have 280,823,593.47 invested. There is a breakdown here of what we are investing in currently. It appears that as of September 30th, we collected $1,708,732.20 in investment interest. It appears that last year we had the treasurer's banking costs were $6,451. This year, so far, they are $4,154. Okay. Is there any other questions as far as this goes? Just kind of give an overview of what we currently have invested and what we've earned in interest this year. Okay. Attached are all my reports on how I compiled all this information, so you can kind of skip over all that unless you have any questions as far as that goes. The next thing, if no one has any questions, is discussing the RID. So I don't know if you guys are ready for that or, okay, all right,
So I'm just going back up to the
Yeah.
Belfair sewer loan. We're at 2.27 or 2.434 million.
the current balance on it is 2.2 million, 2,272,137.73.
Gotcha.
Yes, that's the current balance on it.
And we're still scheduled.
We've had one payment, there is a payment
Okay,
on May 30th,
gotcha.
yeah.
Thank you.
You bet. Okay, so we have been working on the RID, as you all know. So I'll just go through it and read this to you, that the Mason County Treasurer's Office contacted Northwest Municipal Advisors to request quotes for potential bank loan options to fund the Shetland Road RID. Northwest Municipal Advisors provided two possible options for financing. The first being Cashmere Valley Bank Loan, the second being a Mason County interfund loan. I did a little chart to do loan comparisons. And with the Kashmir Valley Bank, the project total would be $178,206.40, as with both, I should say. However, with the Kashmir Valley Bank loan, there would be an $8,000 closing cost, making it $186,206.40. The interest rate they are offering for a 10-year term is 3.7 to 4.4. They're offering a 10-year term, no early payoff. The cost per parcel would be, out of 74 parcels, per parcel would be $2,516.30. The annual principal payment would be $205.73. The annual interest payment would be $110.72. The total annual payment per parcel would be $316.45 for 10 years. Switching over to the Mason, if we did an interfund loan, and again, this is something that we would need to talk about if you, I think the question is to Public Works too, is if you wanted to, if you could, absorb that, for the 5, take that on. Yes, exactly. Yep. That has no estimated, there's no closing costs associated with that. The interest rate at that time with the LGIP plus was 4.2 plus a 2%, which would be 6.2%. However, I want to skip down to the little disclaimer down here saying that per the policy, the interfund loan rate is the state LGIP rate plus 2%, okay? However, the Board of Commissioners may set a different rate based on specific circumstances. As treasurer, I recommend using the current LGIP rate of the 4.2 to align more closely with current market rates. So if you look at that column, the loan term on that would be 5 years. The cost per parcel would be $2,408.19, slightly less. The annual principal payment would be $442.84. The annual interest payment would be $101.14. The annual payment per parcel for the individual would be $543.98 for 5 years versus 10. So I'm just presenting this so that you have this information that you can look over. Today, I went on the LGIP and they've gone down slightly since I, created this report. So this morning, the LGIP rates are at 4.17, so slightly lower. So, pros and cons, let's talk about those. So with Kashmir Valley Bank, the pros would be makes the Public Works whole immediately, lowers the annual payments for property tax owners, so slightly lower like we talked about, but it's over a course of 10 years. The cons is a higher total interest cost over the life of the loan for the taxpayer. A longer repayment period, like I said, the 10 years. The pros for the interfund loan would be we would get a steady return on investments for Public Works in a lowering interest rate environment. Shorter loan term of 5 years. No loan closing costs. The cons, however, which we just talked about, would be Public Works would be repaid over 5 years instead of immediately. So, a higher annual payments for property owners, even though it's still less than we originally anticipated. It's only a 5-year loan instead of a 10. So, my recommendation is both options provide viable funding solutions for the Shetland Road RID. The Kashmir Valley Bank loan offers lower annual costs to property owners and no prepayment penalties, while the Mason County Interfund loan avoids closing costs and provides internal reinvestment opportunities. So given the current market conditions, I recommend the interfund loan using the LGIP rate of 4.2 or whatever it may be at that time to maintain fiscal flexibility and minimize external borrowing costs. unless the board prefers the extended repayment structure, for property owners, so.
What's our debt percentage or our rating now?
That I don't know.
You-
What do you
Jen-
mean by
Jen
that?
had that.
Okay,
But it seems like it was pretty reasonable,
okay,
but I don't know that has any play in this at all.
that I don't know,
Yeah, that's fine.
okay.
There's other option to consider.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying to do it, but the idea of keeping the interest in-house is always a good thing. You know, we keep our profits that way, and you still pay the interest to the road fund. There's nothing wrong with that, that's a good thing. Another option might be, because we're limited on how long we can do our interfund loans, but what you can set it up as a 10-year loan, or a 10-year rate with a balloon on 5 years, and then the commission makes a determination again to do another interfund loan at the 5-year rate. This way you keep that payment down, or something in between, just,
Is that an option in the interfund loan policy?
yeah, you can set up a balloon payment, stuff like that. Interfund loans
Well,
can be extended.
We will
But
go
it has
back
to-
and review
But it has to
that.
be with, from what I remember, it has to be with the blessing of the commission at that time. They like you to do 3 years. That was always their preference when it came to interfund loans, was 3 years. That's for the auditor, actually. But I do know they do the 5, but they will also let you, the commission can choose to put that loan out again. But I have no problem with any, I don't vote on this anyway, but I don't see any problem with any of them. It's definitely nicer than what they were looking at originally. what we
Oh,
were told, so.
absolutely, yeah, the cost was cut in half practically,
Yeah.
wasn't it, Steffi? It was,
Oh, yeah, from
yeah,
what they were
the-
originally, it was like 250
yes.
or higher.
Yeah, so either way, you know, the taxpayer will be paying less than what they originally anticipated, which is great. So I guess it's just kind of up to, you know, the board to decide, you know, what route we wanna take and, you know, Public
Such a
Works
small
input
amount.
on, you know, what they think about the interfund loan and that sort of thing as well.
I think we learned,
We're
the-
learning as we're going,
yeah,
right?
well, no, at 170,000, I mean, that's an entire capital ACP project, and so, I mean, for Public Works side, we'd actually like to recoup it faster if we could, and to have that money available for the next project.
Okay.
So how fast are you talking?
Well, this one is saying in 5 years, so we're
Right.
getting $35,000 back, you know, around that a year. But if we had the full amount in the first year, that's what I'm saying, that's a Romance Hill project, that's, you know, some of the
Right.
ones that they were looking at removing from the ACP project list.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be an interfund loan from the road fund either. It's a lot of options, but, you know, I'm not saying to change any of the things you guys are doing, I'm just throwing out the things that
Yeah,
I've
no,
learned over the
suggestions are
years.
great, you know?
So who do you need to discuss this with?
Well, I'd spoken with Mike and Loretta about
Okay.
this also.
Mhm.
So that's, I mean, our preference would be to
Sure.
have it recouped sooner.
Okay,
Okay,
So of these two, you prefer the Cashmere Valley? then?
Correct.
right.
yeah, that's,
And actually, by the time things are finalized, the interest rate will be
Maybe.
lower.
Probably be lower.
Now,
I mean, with the trend going.
sure,
but
yeah,
don't we also have to
exactly.
make a action of the board, because our policy sets up at 2% above, doesn't it?
It-
Or is it 1?
It does say, it says 2%.
So we have to do an action of
But
the
you,
board.
yep, but you can make a you know,
We can
the
decide.
commissioners,
Yeah.
yep, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. I guess for right now, do you wanna just, speak with your department too, and,
I can re-speak with
we
them, I
can-
know, I
or-
Actually,
spoke with
I
Mike
what
and
should
I think
Loretta about
she's
it.
prepared for a recommendation. That's what she just said.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
our recommendation was
Yeah.
to go with
Cashmere.
Cashmere,
okay, yeah.
To go with what, Steph?
to
Yeah,
go with
and I'm-
Cashmere
Okay.
without
And I'm